Hey, what's good guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we're taking a look at these bad boys right here. This is a brand new model from Jordan Sportswear and it's called the Jordan Defy. Now right off the bat, I gotta tell you guys, I don't know when these released. Jordan brand did send these over. They were gifted. I greatly appreciate it. I absolutely love the way that these things look. I think they're fantastic. I have been drooling over the basketball version of these, which features the same exact tooling, but it has a more like why not 02 low top kind of feeling upper. This guy right here, again, uses the same tooling as that model, so same tech specs, but this is built for lifestyle, so everyday use. Now these things do feature what looks to be kind of like that deconstructed look. It looks like the React Element 87s, a little bit like the off-white stuff, like the Air Jordan 1s and all that stuff, where you got that ripstop material, a lot of mesh overlay panels that look like they've been taken apart and then just glued back on. Very trendy, very modern, all that kind of good stuff. You got this weird buckle right here that really makes no sense, but I think it's awesome. And on top of that, you could take it out so you don't have to wear it with it in there. You can fish it through there underneath this panel so it could flop over if you want to be super swaggy and all that stuff. Or you can put it on there and in order to tighten it up, you just pull this thing real quick and it just cinches down on the top of your foot. Are these guys playable? I would say yes, just based off of like how they are constructed. I would just personally prefer not to play in them. I'd rather play in the performance version of the shoe. But again, they do feature the same tech specs and all that stuff. So as long as you're wearing socks that are like high enough, because these edges are very unfinished, like real rough, that's my only real like recommendation. So if you happen to like the way that these things look, they're hoopable. I just would rather hoop in the one that was actually designed for basketball. So these guys feature a lot of different materials along the shoe, a lot of which is like a real nice material. It's not super premium or anything, but they are very nice in hand. You got this leather rand right there. It's an actual piece of leather. It's not, again, premium, but it feels real nice. Same thing with the suede on the rear as well as the eye stay. This stuff right here and this stuff, man, this is super buttery, dude. Like I love the way that this stuff looks and I love the way that it feels. It's got a little bit of a throwback vibe to it. So this panel right here reminds me a lot of what they use on the toe cap or the toe rand of the Air Jordan 4. It's got the same shape and all that stuff. It's just a little bit bulkier and beefier. And then we got a lot of mesh and textile right there. The internal sleeve and main construction of the inners of the shoe are all this neoprene look, kind of like Air Jordan 6, Air Jordan 7 vibe. The only thing I didn't like about this right here is that the inside, when I wore these with no shows, is that this was just a little bit rough on my skin. So it didn't chafe it or anything, but it definitely felt like it was going to if I wore them all day long. Now the tech features that they do use from the other shoe, I think that's called the Jordan Zoom Gravity. They use the same exact outsole, so you got that same traction pattern right there. This stuff feels great when I was walking around in the shoe. Like it felt like it had like really great grip. The basketball version I'm very excited for. I cannot wait to try those out. This is probably the main reason why. I want to see how that traction really plays on court. The midsole itself is Phylon. The forefoot has a Zoom Air unit, standard shape and size and all that stuff. The rear doesn't have anything, it's just foam. The heel counter is on there. Again, it's from the performance model, so they've just kind of carried that over and moved it over. The one thing I do wish that they kind of got rid of, just because it's a little bit confusing, is right here in the heel, it says Jordan brand basketball. This is a lifestyle version, not the performance version, which is the Zoom Gravity. So that's the only like little nitpick and stuff, but I just love the way that these things look. I love the way that they came out. I think that they just look crazy. In terms of size, I would go true to size with these guys. They fit perfect. They fit 1-to-1. I love how they actually fit and they're fairly comfortable. Not super comfortable, but they are fairly comfortable. It's definitely not React. That would have been, that would have been awesome. I'm just saying. What was that shoe? The one that I didn't like? The garbage bag upper? The Proto React. If that tooling was on this upper, I'm just saying, like that would look like really fresh. I'm not a designer. I don't know anything. Ignore me. And that pretty much takes care of it for these guys. I think that they're fantastic. I'm excited for what Jordan brand is doing with the lower tier stuff. That actually brings me to wonder what's the price gonna be. Again, I don't know. Where is the size tag? Oh, there it is. Man, that's a weird spot.
Oh man.
It's like way in there.
That's what she said.
That's what one would hope she said. It says on the tag that these are due out summer 2019. Again, no real release date. There is not release dates for shoes like this for team models. They just start throwing them out there and stuff. So whenever a retailer gets these in, they're allowed to put them on shelves. I don't know the price. I think the Zoom Gravity is $110. I don't know what these could be. maybe 120, a little bit better materials. Some areas, not everything, just the suede and the leathers and stuff. Maybe they're gonna be 110. That would be awesome if they're the same price. I really don't know. But sound off below in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about these. Stay tuned for updates on WearTesters.com on when these guys are available. And until next time, guys, have a good one.
Is it the what the, where they would just take a bunch of different colors? This is like a what the, in my opinion, except instead it's material wise, not like colors.
I don't know, because you have shoes that got this stuff on it. Those elements with the see-through, it's all the same materials. It's just, and that's not considered a what the, it's just considered like a bite of like the off-white stuff.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny? No, like I gotta say, like, granted, like I don't hold like that guy Virgil like on like a pedestal of like designers, because I think that he takes more than he actually designs. But isn't it funny though that like Nike kind of uses, you know what I'm saying? It goes both ways. What comes around goes around, right?
Yeah.
So like this guy Virgil, like he will knock off, no problem, no questions asked, other past designs. He'll call it inspiration or inspired by or homage or ode to or whatever, but it's really just a rip off, you know what I mean? And a lot of people like are cool with it because it's Virgil, so whatever.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. But then Nike is just like, that's a good idea. Pluck on there.
He got paid.
No, I know. I'm just saying though, like it's funny. Clearly, like Jordan Brand's like, that was a good idea. So they, you know, pluck and do it on their thing. I just think it's interesting because everybody's always like, this looks like this or that. Everything looks like everything. Yeah. Especially at this point. It's 2019. Everything's a tribute or inspired by something in some way, some shape, some form. Like these guys right here. Remember, I sent a picture because I got these in, right, and I didn't know that these were coming. I got these in. I thought they were fire. Okay, and I was like, dude, these are sick.
And then Jose crushed his spirit.
Yes, and I text a picture to my friend Jose, and he replies back with this image. Man, what the I can't even unsee. I can't unsee it. I still really like the shoe, but I cannot unsee what I just saw. I just like this shoe. I think they're dope. I wish they were a little more comfortable. That's my only thing. I'm just excited for the basketball version. Those look gnarly, dude. It's funny because they look like a why not low top. But they're like, I've been told by the guy that designed them that like they're not. It's its own shoe clearly, like it was called the Zoom Gravity and stuff. But like he said that the low top, which I'm not allowed to talk about, but like of the why nots are like gonna be like crazy. And so like I'm super excited now for those this year of basketball performance, right? So like I want to make my annual June.
It's coming.
It is coming, but like I want to make it, but I've already gotten new shoes in where I'm like, man, that can easily, you know what I mean? And then when you really think about like the next stuff that still hasn't even been unveiled yet, but like we know that it's coming.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, it's going to be one of those years where there's going to be a ton of really awesome performance shoes. There's this one, it's funny that I'm gonna reference this. The only real like YouTube channel that I like actually watch, because I'm busy all the time. I'm either recording or we're doing something. You know what I mean? Like I'm working on the site, whatever it is, I'm always doing something. But the only YouTube channel that I go out of my way to like really like catch up on is John Campia. And he's like my movie guy. So
I hear him in my dreams.
So do I, and it's awesome. But no, so like he's the one that like keeps me up to date with movies, opinions, and his recent episodes have had this guy Robert Meyer Burnett, who I've used to watch when I used to watch the Collider show because John was the originator or the original creator of that stuff. Robert Meyer Burnett uses this phrase quite often where like when he's talking about nerd genre and you know just movies and nerd things in general, is that today, in today's world, we have an embarrassment of riches.
Oh, totally.
Of nerd things. But that's how this year feels with basketball shoes.
Yes.
Where I'm just like, yo, Converse is back, New Balance is back, Puma is back.
I'm so excited about all of that.
That's crazy.
Jordan and Nike are always at the top, but it feels like sometimes that's all we talk about. So to have...
But that's the cool part is that because those three things are back, this brand just dropped their prices on all of these. Is
that why?
Nah, well, they won't say it, but like I'm just saying, like look at this. Look at this. These CP3s is $100. You're gonna tell me that this would be if there wasn't this much competition now?
Yeah.
There's no way. Competition is so good for the consumer. It's just like I played in them. What's the shoe called?
It's called the Omnis. We've been corrected.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. So, what did you call it?
Omni ones.
Okay, and what was I trying to call it?
I don't even remember.
Ominous?
Yeah, something like that.
Mine was closer. So I hooped in that shoe for a little bit already, and I mean, other than the fit, the shoe's a beast. It's a beast. We're talking about New Balance that ain't been in the basketball for a long time. The shoe's a beast, as long as you get them to fit you. I'm just saying, man, I'm just saying, like, it's a great time to hoop and like enjoy product and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like there's so much from everywhere to the point to where like we've got derivatives of performance edging into lifestyle now. It's just, because this is clearly basketball inspired.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's got basketball tooling and everything, and like I said, the Jordan 4 thing. It's such a cool time to be into sneakers. It's amazing, man. If you're into basketball shoes, man, like retros are coming out and they're actually good, the Zoom GPs, just, yo, like I'm just saying, man, there's nothing to complain about. Like life is good, man, this is crazy.